Welcome into Ramen Rewatch, the show where we review anime one bullet at a time. I'm back again. This is our Wednesday episode with some special guests. We've got some fun stuff planned for you guys. But I'm back again with my boys Sean and Landon. What's up, guys?
Yo,
And we've got a couple guests back again with us. We've got Midas. What's up, bro?
How we doing, guys?
And then we have a brand new guest, never seen on the show yet. We got my boy Chris O. What's up? How are we doing?
nice to meet you guys. Yes,
That's my twin.
glad to
Everybody
be
watching.
here.
Yep.
Glad to be
Okay.
here.
Yeah, so Landon and Chris are twins. They will probably refer to themselves
Yeah,
as
that's
that
my
quite,
twin.
quite a bit in the
We
show.
look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, we look
That's
exactly.
Yeah, if you guys
That's my
can't
cousin.
see,
So,
obviously,
like,
if you're
real
listening,
quick chat. Chris O's my twin, and Sean's also my twin, but they cousins. They not twins.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
cousin.
so if you're watching, if you're not able to watch, if you're on Spotify or any podcasting platforms, they do it look exactly alike. So definitely go check out the YouTube so that you can see that. But with that being said, Chris, do you want to let everybody know, like maybe some of the anime that you're into, so they kind of have a feel on what kind of stuff you like? I see.
I'm a big
DBZ
Naruto
books.
fan. I'm really biased. I like all other animes, like Solo Leveling, JJK, Attack on Titans. That's probably my second favorite. Black Clover, Demon Slayer. I gotta expand, but right now, stuck in that range.
So you've watched a lot of the big major shonens then. So he's got a
Yeah.
similar taste to a lot of us. Obviously, I've watched quite a few shonen. As we go on and watch more anime, we'll probably delve into some more of those different kinds of genres. But with that being said, I think it's a good time to introduce, kind of what we're doing today. So we are going to go through and make a pirate crew similar to like One Piece, with the different positions. We're going to have 10 different members of our crew, but they're going to be from all different kinds of anime. So if you've ever been on TikTok or Instagram and seen like the different reels where they have like the randomizer filter that makes your team, we're going to do the same thing, but do it using our own favorite characters. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. We're going to go through it position by position, with vice captain and captain being last. We'll save those for you guys. But the whole idea of this is to basically make your team and put them against the other four and see which one is our favorite. And if you're listening on Spotify, I'm going to put a poll in there afterwards so you can also vote who is your favorite team. But with that being said, you guys want to start at the bottom? I think we should skip mage for now. So let me actually introduce the different positions so that you guys know what to look forward to. So, like I said, we're going to do captain last, vice captain second to last. There will also be a navigator, a sniper slash assassin, a doctor or a healer if it's like a fantasy anime, a cook, shipwright slash engineer, musician slash entertainer, archaeologist slash historian, and then lastly a mage. I think because mage is more of a wild card, we should do that one maybe like in the middle and start with archaeologist slash historian. So, Chriso, you being the new guy, why don't you give us yours first?
I'm gonna go with Spencer Hale from Pokemon.
Okay, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's really good in that movie, the third movie. Just finding caves and stuff, finding new Pokemons, all that new stuff. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pokemon had a lot of different archaeologists too. Um, I know Eve was a really big one as well, but that was a good pull. I didn't even think about Pokemon when I was making my list. Midas, if you want to go.
All right. So, guys, with a lot of my lists, I like to bend and break things. So, some of mine are going to be like up for debate, which is all in good fun, you know. But for me personally, I put Orochimaru.
Oh,
He studies forbidden techniques. He literally digs through ruins. Like, in my opinion, he is an archaeologist, and he's definitely a historian.
no, yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
So,
definitely think that fits because his entire
That's not-
goal is to know all jutsu, right? So by
Yeah,
that, he is a
exactly.
historian. Yeah, I definitely would take that one.
That's nice. I like that pick.
All right, and
Like
then
that
let's
pick.
get to the boys. All right, Sean, who'd you have in that slot?
I went more of a historian type route, and I went with Freeran. I'm taking Freeran as my historian.
That's a good one.
I feel like that one's good.
Kind of a similar pick to Orochimaru. Like she's trying to find all the different types of spells. She's spending years traveling the world, trying to find all the different like incantations and everything. So yeah, I definitely think that fits too. But Lena, if you want to go.
All right. So I picked somebody old as shit. So I would assume that counts for historian because they're a couple million years old.
Okay.
Here.
Who'd you pick?
I knew it.
Who you choose?
Beerus, God of Destroyer. I mean, he's
Beerus.
75 million years old. There's not much he don't know within the Dragon Ball universe. I mean, in my opinion, the only other like respectable answers would have been like an Angel or like Zeno. So
Yeah.
I think that's
that one bends it definitely a good bit. But I would say because he's kind of like a sensei too, you can kind of say that, I guess.
I mean, he did teach Vegeta how to use hockey, or not hockey, so Hakai.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Hi.
But no, yeah,
Good one. And he's strong. Yeah.
That's a really good one. I like that one a lot.
A really good one.
I think another one too that you could pull from Dragon Ball would be like the Supreme Kais as well. Those would also be like kind
Yeah.
of studious characters. Yeah. So
You could.
mine.
No, you know, you really could pick from Dragon Ball. You can pick what's his name? Not Piccolo's dad. Not even him.
The Kami.
Samala.
What the
Samala. You
Nah,
talking
not
about the
Kami.
head of all the Namekians?
We're talking about
Samala.
Yeah, we're talking about
The
Super
creator
Dragon
of
Ball.
all
Now.
the Super
Yeah, the
Dragon Balls.
demon
Yeah.
villains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That,
Now that one.
that's what's cool with doing these and doing like different kinds of anime as well, is you kind of have to like mold the characters into that role. And I think those all definitely fit. For mine, I went with someone who was a true archaeologist and historian. I went with Kazuki Oden. That's the basically like Robin of Goldie Rogers' crew, and also just a complete badass. You guys will learn about him later once you watch more of like Wana. But
Is he
That's One
actually
Piece.
like?
That's One Piece,
I
right?
thought Rayleigh
Yeah.
was considered like the next.
so
to
Rayleigh
Goldie.
would be the right hand man, and Odin was able to read the poneglyphs, so he was able to basically.
Odin's Nico Robin, and
Yes.
in like equivalent to
Yes.
the Straw Hat.
Yep.
Yes.
So I tried to not use too many One Piece characters. I only have two, but
He's
I was torn
zero.
between Robin and him and a couple of other people. And I was like, dude, Odin has such a cool backstory and is one of my favorite characters, so I had to include him. But anything you guys want to say about, each other's archaeologists?
I like Fearin a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm
I
low
did
key
too.
jealous a little bit.
I almost put her on my list for
I was thinking.
Mage.
I also almost put her for
What-
Mage as well. Like
who-
I
who
wanted to
she
put her
be?
so bad for Mage, but I think the Mage on my list is just so much cooler. So that's the only reason I
And
didn't
that's
put her on.
and that is
I made-
exactly how I felt too. I was kidding, but then I was like, wait, I have a clear cut mage. So
Yeah.
I have to have her knowledge somewhere. So
Yeah.
I gotta use it.
No, I think that's a good pull.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on the list. I think this will be another fun, character we can pull from. We also have to do musician/entertainer. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll reverse the order this time. So I'll still go last, but we'll go Landon first, Sean, Midas, and then Chriso.
All right, so I went with like a fucking nutcase who's a funny guy. I picked a Nosuke from Demon Slayer.
Oh, so like
Dude,
that,
he's
like
gonna-
entertainer.
The crew laugh by like putting his bones out of place, jumping off stuff, being upside down, hanging and laughing like a dum dum. Like he'll make the crew laugh.
Yeah.
Fulfill his role as an entertainer. Definitely not no musician, that's for sure.
I like the direction you took with that too, though, because I think mine is more so in that category than actual musician. I feel like that was a really hard one to do for
Yeah.
the crew list.
I was like, who the hell is like literally known for being a musician?
Yeah, I
That's
kind
not
of
because
chose
I
two
don't
ones.
anime, so I don't know musical animes yet,
Right.
obviously. So I don't know anybody.
I kind of chose two ones.
All right, Sean, let's hear yours.
I went kind of more entertainer route as well. But I went with Jiraiya from Naruto. I
Okay.
think Jiraiya is gonna mesh really well with my group. That pervy sage, hey, we gonna kick it. We gonna have a good ass
Hey,
time.
he's literally an author, right? So that's definitely an
Yeah.
entertainment. Yeah, I love that.
I forgot to show my shit. Sorry. So this was my historian.
The purple Beerus, or the what is that, like metallic Beerus?
Yeah, Metallic Bears, and then this was my entertainer.
Hell yeah, that's
Do you
awesome.
have a pop for every one of your crew members?
6 of them.
Okay.
I'm missing a couple.
All right, so we got two good
One of them definitely
entertainers.
does not have a Funko Pop for sure.
We've got two good entertainers so far. Midas, what you got?
Okay. A lot like Landon and Sean and Christian might not know who this is, but Justice, you'll definitely know. I have Crollo Lucifer as my entertainer.
Okay.
So guys, for a little background for you guys, he's literally the leader of the Phantom Troop, right? So like think opera, think play. Like when he was introduced, it was literally they were playing a requiem for one of the members that passed away. So like think of a performer in a sense.
And also,
Okay.
don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure he is supposed to have some inspiration from Phantom of the Opera as well. So
Yes.
like, yeah, there's, and yeah, what's actually cool about that character too is Hunter x Hunter is next on our watch list after we finish up the Misfit Demon King Academy. So you guys are gonna get introduced to him pretty soon here too. But he is a dope character. So, Chriso, who do you got?
I kind of chose two on this one. I like
I
Sean's
feel
pick because we chose the
like
same.
me.
I chose Jiraiya as my entertainer.
Okay.
He's a
Okay.
very good entertainer. I don't know if you will remember Justice or Midas. I don't know if y'all watched Black Clover, or I mean, I know you did Justice, but I don't know about Midas. But I chose Kanaho as my musician.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So, do
Damn,
you want
Sean's
that to
mad.
be like? Do you want that to be your entry then, Kanaho?
yeah. I'll just do Kanaho.
Okay.
Yeah, as my
So
musician.
obviously we might have some crossover. We all have like somewhat similar tastes in anime. So if we do have like double ups, that's fine. But if you do have another character you want to insert, by all means, you definitely can. So those were some pretty good ones. Sean, did you want to say anything about that pick? I saw your reaction there.
Oh, I mean, all I was gonna say, I just completely forgot about that. I don't know why. I was just like, I thought entertainer, and I was just thinking, who's gonna make me laugh for endless hours on the ocean? And I was like, dang.
Yeah, I know
That was a good pick.
that is a good pick. So
I love Jiraiya. It's a
my
good one.
musician that I went with, I've been watching a lot more of this anime now that it's in its final season, and I had a couple of different musicians, but I didn't want to choose them from One Piece, so I went with Jiro from My Hero. She's the one that has like the ears that plug into amps and stuff, and she's a musician.
Mm.
I always thought her quirk was really cool, and there's a little mini arc where they have like a big school festival, and their class has to put on like a performance, so she has to like overcome her stage fright to become a musician and like play in front of people. So I thought that was a cool character, and with kind of like the theme of my team, I think she's going to gel really well with him. So that was our musicians slash entertainers. You guys have any final thoughts on those? Any ones that you really liked?
I will say though, if Krista wanted to keep Jiraiya, I do have another secondary option that I just completely thought of, and that would be Tengen from Demon Slayer.
That's a good
I
one.
don't know what
Yeah.
would be a better entertainer than the Sound Hashira.
Mhm.
There's also
That
a-
would be another honorable mention. Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm not doing a very good job of keeping track of your guys' lists. So we'll probably just revisit it back at the end and kind of like go through our entire thing, just so we can kind of rank who has the best list at the end. So for the while we're explaining them, let's just go ahead and enjoy that, and I'll try to keep track of them as best I can. But moving on, I think next on the list we can do mage if you guys want to just get that out of the way, since that's kind of like the extra portion. Let's just go ahead and get mage done now. So, or reverse again. Go ahead and start, Chriso.
You'll like this one, Justice. I chose Siri from The Witcher.
Oh, okay. I mean that is technically anime. They do have an anime version of that, so Siri's dope. She is incredibly powerful. Do you guys haven't watched The Witcher, have you?
I've watched The Witcher.
Okay.
I've watched The Witcher anime.
Oh,
Yeah, so Siri, for whoever hasn't seen that, Siri is basically the chosen one in that, I would say. She has the ability to go to different realms and manipulate time. She isn't really. Oh, she is a mage, but her mage powers comes from basically like her bloodline. So she's not like a sorceress like Yennefer would be, but has a lot of magical ability and is also an incredible fighter as well because she was trained as a witcher. So, really cool character. But Midas, do you have anything to say on that one?
Yeah, sadly, Christian's character is getting bodied by mine. I chose Julius Novachrono.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just
that's unfair.
I was
yeah,
I thought
like
about him.
time
about him.
magic is always like my favorite thing
I
of
thought
like
about him.
favorite category of magic. Personally, I just think the like abilities and things that you can do is just so limitless and like so creative. So I just think he's one of the coolest characters in Black Clover.
Yeah.
So I had to put him on my list.
Yeah, and I think this one I threw on there because when you're looking at like a crew, the next person would be a helmsman, and the helmsman's basically like what Jinbei would be, right? And so
Mhm.
we have a lot of characters who are kind of like a helmsman, like a navigator is the director of the ship, and all the helmsman does is just steer the ship basically. So we went with mage because that kind of encompasses more stuff, and I'm glad that you did a Black Clover pool because we definitely need like an actual true magical mage, you know. But anyway,
Yep.
Sean, if you want to go ahead.
My mage is Anos Woldegold
Okay.
from Misfit Demon Academy.
Right. So the most broken
his
one
mage
you
won.
could possibly have.
Yeah, his mage wins.
I just wanted to go all out on at least one character, and I was like, I might as well let it be a mage, someone who has limitless power.
Yeah.
So
So I think if you guys watched last Sunday's episode, we've been reviewing the Misfit Demon King Academy because we're going through it right now, and obviously Anyos we're learning is an incredibly powerful character. I think we said on that podcast that the only characters that can beat him are author type characters, people who can write out characters from a story. So there's like 6 or 7 people in anime who can beat him. So that is an incredibly powerful character, but also a very complex and cool character too. But Landon, if you want to go ahead with yours.
So I didn't pick Anyos because I'm not a weirdo because he solos character. I mean, you could take the other 49 characters from our crew and put it up against just him and they all lose. So I did not pick that character. Instead, I probably picked the second strongest mage and I picked the Grand Priest.
Oh. Okay.
I picked the Grand
Okay.
Priest as my mage, personally. Anyos would have been my one pick, but I didn't want to go that route.
I think that's fair.
I do think there's always ways to beat characters though. Like I think he's super
There's
strong,
not a way-
yes.
There's not a way to beat Anyos. You can't stop time. He can avoid that. You can't kill him. He can resurrect himself. You can't erase him. He can remake himself. You cannot get rid of him in any way you want unless he wants to go away. There's
And
Yeah, but
he's
not a way
cross
you.
dimensional.
let me ask you a question though.
Ooh,
What
talking
happens
to
when an unstoppable object meets an immovable force?
Who are you referring to?
I mean, what if someone else can't die as well?
But what if
You know what I mean?
Hey, but what if
That's why he just
what
said
if my
an
character is the
level
hero
type
canon?
character, which is out of all scales of like anime. It's like that's like real world that you have to take into consideration to beat this character. That's how overpowered it is within anime. There's not a way to beat Anyos. There just isn't.
Yeah, we've
Yes,
looked it
yeah,
up. I
I
understand.
see what you're saying, right? But what if you also have another character that's at that same level where like he just won't die?
So, like for
Like a
example, I forget
like
what
a
his
what
name.
if.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Haijun, Hajun, is another character like Anyos who is extremely overpowered like that. Hajin would be able to erase him from overall existence due to his power being more complex and better than Anyos's. You'd need a character that has technically more power. That's the only way to put it.
I mean, fair.
That's why it's like Justice was saying, it has to be like an author level strength character to be able to erase him and get him out of the story completely. So like that's how strong Anyos is. He's overpowered as fuck.
So also too in the chat, throw us back. We had them on or in the chat a couple weeks ago too. They said, "Who's the best crew?" I'm saying Section 9 from Ghost in the Shell and Edge Runner's crew. Those are actually two really cool crews for sure. And then they said,
Ooh.
"Yeah, Anyos is OP. You need Saint Seiya Anyos or Waglin from Life and Immortal King."
Anyos is broke. Midas, I looked this up. I looked up Anyos versus all of Dragon Ball, all of Naruto, all of Bleach, and all of One Piece, and it said he decisively wins with no effort applied.
No, I think I agree with all those. Like I think
So,
there's nobody in.
as long as we don't
Actually,
have-
I don't think all of Bleach can beat him though. There is a character in Bleach
If
that
you're talking
literally
about
can.
you watch, it doesn't do shit. You watch, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can project the future and then make that future come true. Anyos will still overpower you, brother. That's how
Because
strong
he can
and
rewrite
overpowered.
it.
Yeah,
He
but
can
there is a
rewrite
character
it.
that can rewrite it. Like
Yes,
he can
and
make your
Anyos
character
can
have.
unwrite what he did and make what he wrote reality, even though he can unwrite stuff. That's how broken Anyos is, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Fair enough.
It's
What is
it's one of those
Anyo's
things where
on?
it's like
What show is this?
yeah.
The Misfit of Demon King Academy. You should watch
Oh,
it. It's
what y'all
only 37 episodes. It's short. First season's really fucking good. 12 episodes.
All right, bet I'm gonna check that out.
Because like we looked at also in the second season, someone tried to erase what he fixed, and he just said, "Nah, it's not how that works. Whatever I write,
So he's wiping Goku and all
whatever
that.
I write becomes destiny. Doesn't matter what you write." Because a god tried to rewrite something, and he said, "No, it's this way," and then it happened that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyos is
He's
broken.
got the new
As
OP
lo-
character.
As
Oh
long
my
as we
God.
don't have the hero canon as one of our characters, I don't think Anyos dies. So
Hero Kana doesn't kill him either.
I know,
Justin.
but technically he does. Or at least technically
No,
society,
technically,
society thinks he
motherfucker.
does.
Watch
So
the
my
second
captain gets wiped by him. That's what you're saying.
But
no,
then
all of our crews put together get wiped by him, Christian. All 50. If you take away Anyos from Sean's team, all 49 of our members lose to him at once. Like it's a no contest.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out now. I got to. I got to.
There we go.
Hey, and all I'm
Inspiration.
gonna say is my captain, his abilities don't do shit. He dies. All right. I hate to admit that.
I think mine does too. But I'll go ahead and do mine as well. So my mage I went with was Edward Eldrick from Full Metal Alchemist. That's another protagonist. I just thought that when I thought mage, that's what my mind immediately went to. Growing up, Full Metal Alchemist was like one of my favorite shows. So I also think with like the makeup of my team, he really fits well with it. And I don't know, he's a OP mage, you know. So you guys have any thoughts on that
Fair.
one? I think Midas,
It's
have
just
you
a
seen Full
funny
Metal?
comment coming after Anyos.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. It's been so long since I've watched it though, like it's very in the back of my mind, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know nothing about that show, so I can't comment on that.
Fair
I
enough.
can't comment.
Well, basically,
Yeah, I can't necessarily comment either.
he basically has a tragic backstory, and uses that to basically be. It's hard to describe his character without giving too many spoilers, but he has a really cool relationship with his brother, and they go through a lot of tragedy to become some of the strongest alchemists in the world. Um, that's one that probably we'll cover eventually on the show because that's like a top three universal anime. So in the chat before we go on to our next person, it looks like Throw is saying some more stuff. So they were saying that Goku is
I've been
the
watching anime for 6 months. Yeah, I've only been watching anime for 6 months. Disclaimer: I'm brand new. I'm the newest of the group by far. I just started in May.
yeah. So even Throw was saying that we need to watch FMA, and I definitely will try to get that on the wheel eventually. But let's see, what's our next one we're gonna go to? I
It's
think,
Doctor, right?
or we could do shipwright / engineer if you guys want.
Whatever you want to do.
Super took taking.
Did Christian say his?
Yeah,
What? Yeah, I
You went
already said
first.
mine.
yeah,
I
Oh
said
yeah, yeah. We
I
started with
consider
Christian. That's right. That's my
consider-
bad.
yep. So let's go ahead and just do shipwright and engineer. And
At that.
let's do Landon first this time and go reverse again.
All right. Now, I think I probably picked one of the best answers possible throughout all of anime. I picked
Well said.
Bulma. I mean, she's the leader of Capsule Corps. She makes crazy inventions. She makes machines to go through and back in time from the future. So it's like, is there really a better shipwright you can probably have than her throughout all of animes? Maybe, but from what I've watched at least, that's by far the best option I could have.
That's a fantastic one. I think you might have stole somebody's, but
I probably stole Christian's for sure. He looking a little mad up in the corner.
but no, I love that
Yeah.
answer. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good answer, bro. We was on the same mind.
You
Twin.
think it's a good answer. Twin.
Yeah.
Oh damn, Sean, you too? Oh shit!
Cousin.
Oh, see, hey, family, bro. We
Cousin.
try to tell y'all. Tell you.
all right. So, do you guys all have the same then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want to change in the meantime, I'll
I'm
go ahead
not.
with
I went
Midas.
first.
No, you're good.
It's his first.
I'll go ahead with
Oh.
Midas. And then if you guys want to think of one, or if you want to keep that as your entry, no worries.
All right, guys. This pick, I went with more for the engineer. It's not on the level I would say Landon's is at, but I think if it applied to like multiple verses and it was a verse in which he could learn, he would. So I went with Senku Ishigami from Dr. Stone. Basically, guys, I know you haven't.
Characters between 5 of us. I just want to say that real quick.
Yep.
We
Give me a
picked 2
second.
shipwrights between the 5 of us because Midas and Justice had the same answer. Then me, Sean, and Christian all had the same
Yeah.
answer.
So, I mean, he's literally a genius and an inventor. So anything he can learn, he will learn. So, I mean, in cross verses, like if he had the ability to learn to build the ship that she builds, he would be right there with her, in my opinion.
So
agree. I would agree with
I obviously had him as well. And let me just give my spiel as to why I think he's probably the best engineer you could possibly have. He is literally Dr. Stone. The entire world basically turns to stone, and he has to recreate the entire world. He's like one of the greatest inventors you could possibly have. So when I went with him, I was thinking like that's the perfect engineer / like shipwright you could have. But I did have a second pick I was thinking about. So I'll go ahead and say mine if you guys need a second more to think of yours. But I'm going to go with Vulcan from Fire Force. I think Vulcan. Sean probably had him next. So Vulcan.
I was gonna have to go. With
Yeah.
Third
Yeah.
one.
So Vulcan is
Sean, you
dope.
on deck.
I think that Vulcan actually fits my crew even better than Senku does. He's kind of got like a punk rock sort of mentality a little bit. He basically anything he touches, he can create into some sort of useful gadget, and he's constantly creating new stuff too that hasn't even been thought of in our world, I think. So, plus to the eternal, I think it's called like the Eternal Flame or whatever. It's not Eternal Flame, that's in Dark Souls, but something like that. And Fire Force has a really cool power mechanism as well. That he basically has like the background knowledge that the government's trying to get on it. So I think that's a pretty cool character. But did you guys think of any other ones?
I'm thinking. I'm coming blank. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna.
So for that one, we're gonna
Right.
go Bulma, Senku, and Vulcan then. And I think those are some pretty solid ones.
Unfortunately, and I didn't want to be a sore loser. Stick with Bulma. I wanted to audible to my homie Vulcan because I was like, he's got potential. But I'll let Jay have it. It's cool because I'll take Bulma though. Hey, Bulma's the goat.
Oh
So
yeah.
hey, if she stay on my
Hey, more
team,
than
she stay
one
on my
way.
team. I ain't
Hey,
gonna
more than one
complain.
way. You know
Hey,
what I
hey.
mean.
Yeah.
And everybody know what Bulma look like in DBZ. So
Hey,
chilling.
DZ, you don't know what I look like in Dragon Ball.
So we got a couple more chats here. We've got Stone
Ooh,
Cat
be careful with
37. Yeah,
I mean,
that one says, "Goddamn, look at all those sexy men." That's a funny one. And then we've got Throa saying Bulma and Senku are definitely the top two smartest characters. And they were saying also that they were surprised no one said Sora from No Game No Life. And that is one I haven't gotten to yet. I don't know if Midas or any of you guys have been able to see that one, but that one also too gets a lot of acclaim. No Game No Life.
I have seen No Game No Life, but it's been a long time since I've seen that one because it came out so long ago that it's like on the back of my memory, and I would have to like refresh it.
Yeah, and a lot of these anime too, like Landon said, he hasn't been watching for very long. I've watched for a really long time, but we've seen a lot of the um, traditional like big shonens. So we're gonna keep watching stuff and keep learning some more stuff. So I'm excited to check out that character in No Game No Life. But with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to Cook then. And who wants to start for that one? We can switch
I
it
think
up a little
Christian
bit.
should start with that one so I don't steal his this time.
All right, go ahead.
Actually, no, let
I
me
don't think. I
start.
don't think. I don't think y'all would steal this one. I chose Tucci from Naruto,
Oh,
the
okay,
ramen maker.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember how I said I was changing mine before the show?
What was that? I was gonna say, hey yo, give me the homeboy who ran Ichiraku Ramen.
Yep,
from
that's what I had down too.
Naruto.
Yep. Y'all thought about him too?
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's right. I had a
Yeah.
couple of cooks I was thinking about. No, that's
Yeah, I only had like 3 that came to my mind, but yeah, I chose him. Who wouldn't want ramen?
all right. So that's obviously, if you've ever seen Naruto, that's a staple. That's actually part of the inspiration for our name. So that's a pretty good one to have. Midas, if you want to go ahead.
All right, guys. This is from a newer anime, I would say. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's fairly newer. It's not too many episodes, so you guys, if you haven't watched it, you definitely should. I took Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the newer
So
seasonal ones, I think, right?
yes. So basically, he's a dwarf who lives in the dungeons and only eats the monsters like from the dungeons. So he literally wields an axe and a cooking pot like as his armor, and he just cooks. Like that's what he does. So I know he would make fire meals for my whole team, when he could, with whatever he had to make.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fire. I haven't seen that one yet, but I've heard really good things about it. So I'm definitely excited to check out that character. But Sean, if you want to go ahead.
So I was going to go the ramen route from Naruto, but as I look at it now, I'm okay changing minds, but I'm a little torn.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's between two. And the two it comes down to is Charmy from Black Clover,
Yes.
and it also goes down to Sasha from AOT.
Oh, I like that.
Now, Sasha does die, so I wouldn't have a cook for long. But the
Spoilers.
thing is, though,
Yeah.
I like
Oh.
Sasha. I like
It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right. It's
Hmm.
all right.
No, yeah,
I
yeah.
like
So,
Sasha because I like the pick of Sasha because I think she was a great cook for the time that she was within the show, and I just love her appetite. But Charmy from the Black Bulls, though, Charmy
Yeah.
can eat like
I like that
she
one.
can feed a whole African village, and she can make pretty much anything. So I think I'm gonna stick with Charmy, and I think Charmy's gonna be my new pick. But I think that's who I'm going with for
I
sure.
like that one. That was
Yeah.
like
I
my
think
second
I
answer.
think that
I like
I
that
think
one.
that pick is like OP, honestly, because her
Yeah,
whole magic too is like powering up people with food. So like all
Forgot
your
about
other characters would just get stronger
Yeah.
when they ate her food.
yeah.
No, that
yeah,
is
I like
actually
that.
really cool
Yeah,
too.
because her food does replenish all the characters' mana. I forgot about that.
This
So
is
throw it in the chat. Just said someone say Soma from Food Wars. If I didn't go with Senshi, Soma was going to be my pick, actually.
Yep. I was mentioning beforehand. I don't think the other three have seen Food Wars, but like you could make an entire like crew out of those characters. So um, yeah, that is definitely a good pool. I was going to put that, but I decided to go with someone else, someone more of a meme. So let's go ahead and hear Landon's.
all right. So, I actually kind of went Sean's route with Attack on Titan, but I did not pick Sasha. There's a better cook in Attack on Titan than Sasha, so I'm actually kind of surprised you picked Sasha. I actually went with Nikolai, the Marleyan military chef, the one that's actually a chef, not the one that cooks for fun, the one that's actually a trained chef. I just kind of figured, when he cooked food for the bad guys and all the devils and how they all loved his food, it just shows how good of a cook he is. Even like your enemies love your food. It's like, wow, your cooking's that
I know
good.
exactly who you're talking about. So
You
that's
can make
crazy.
your enemies like
It's a
you
good
that
one.
much, just like boyfriend love thing. So I mean, yeah, if you've watched the show, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
personally think that's the best option for my team. So I went Nikolai.
Yeah, no, that's a great pool. Also similar to that, I mean Sanji. Later on, you guys are going to see as a similar thing happen in a filler arc. So, I mean, great
Sasha's
character.
lobster boyfriend.
Yeah, I love that comment. Um, but my cook, I am going to go back to the one I originally said to these guys earlier. I'm going to go with the Eternal Genin from Naruto. I think that one is a really good one because he's not going to be very strong. He's considered a Genin, which is the starter like rank for a ninja. So he's not incredibly strong, but if he's on your team, he's kind of similar to um, Sunjin Woo early when he was like an E rank. If he's on your team, you know the mission probably shouldn't be too crazy. And he also is known for being an incredible cook and can pretty much cook with anything. So, he's very versatile and being out on the ocean, he's always going to have something to cook up and be a, good luck charm basically for the crew. But I think those are some really interesting cooks. That one, obviously, if you haven't seen a lot of cooking anime, can be one of the harder ones to try to figure out. But I think those were some pretty good ones. Next up, let's go ahead and reveal our doctor slash healer. And we can start with Landon.
All right, I went with a character that at first introduction in the anime wasn't a healer and then eventually became a healer. I picked Biru from Solo Leveling. So when Biru was first born, obviously he wasn't a healer because how his powers work, he absorbs the powers of the person he consumes. So once he absorbed the S rank healer, he then had S rank healing abilities within the show. And if you saw how crazy the power was on Chahain, I mean, there was literal body like complete missing chunks of her that got completely restored and regenerated. And with including the light novel of Solo Leveling, Jin Woo's powers at least multiversal, if not even a little bit further than that in the light novel, and Biru's the second ranking commanding officer behind Bellion. So, not saying he's multiversal level, but it's also a very, very strong character with his healing capabilities basically being instantaneous on complete body chunks missing. And that's just from when Jinwoo first got him. So progressing on later, his healing is just going to get even better. So like I wouldn't be surprised if he could literally heal someone from just like a foot, like towards the end of the light novel, and bring back their entire body and everything. You know what I mean? So I picked Biru because he's also funny looking.
Just had to throw that last one in there. Huh?
And he's a cool looking guy, but he's funny looking guy.
All right, Sean, if you want to go ahead with yours.
My team doctor / healer is Elizabeth Leonis from Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay, that's an awesome.
I think Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth is a great character. She's literally. It's been a minute. I can't actually. I'm not gonna say what she is because that's a huge spoiler. So it's honestly kind of hard to explain her role without spoiling Seven Deadly Sins. Midas, have you seen it? Like, can you like
I've
help
seen bits and
explain it?
pieces of it.
So
I actually have
Elizabeth.
not.
So
Or yeah.
So, if you haven't seen Seven Deadly Sins, Elizabeth is going to be the basically like the love interest to Meliodas, the protagonist. She is not like the rest of his crew. They're all kind of nutcases and crazy in their own right. She's a princess and is more of like a normal human character. But she discovers her healing magic later on, and it becomes pretty big to her character later on in the story. But that is a really cool pool. I didn't even think about Elizabeth when I was doing my list. Midas, if you want to go ahead with yours.
My
All
healer,
right.
but
So this is a. So this is my first One Piece poll,
ooh,
and I think it's the only one I have on my list. Actually, surprisingly enough.
did you pick Vegapunk, you stupid mother?
No, I picked Marco the Phoenix.
Oh, okay, I like that pick.
Yeah. So I mean, so my team, if you guys haven't got a glimpse yet, I have a lot of people that don't die. Orochimaru doesn't die. Crollo doesn't die. I mean he can, but he doesn't. And then Julius Novachrono also doesn't die. Like all of them have insane regen abilities. So like
They come
Marco
back.
basically help in my opinion, his role on my crew is to speed up their regeneration in a way. So he would put the blue flames on them and they would basically be unkillable for a lot of them on my crew. But he also is a doctor and he was Whitebeard's first division commander. Like he's a really strong healer. I also think that he's able to fly too. So he has not only does he have flight, he has healings, he can get away from everybody. I just think overall he's a top pick for healer.
And flight is something that very few devil fruits have. But also, too, what's cool about that pick, Midas might not even realize, but there was a huge Marco reveal in the most recent One Piece chapter that dropped. So, very cool character. Yeah, very cool character. But, Chriso, go ahead with yours.
I went back to my favorite show. I went with Sakura.
Your character's getting gapped, bro. It is what it is.
Well, you know.
So,
the original. Huh?
You go Sakura over Tsunade?
Sean, who is
Alright,
your
I mean,
before-
she surpassed her.
Chriso explains his too much, mine was Tsunade as well. That was my healer. So he and I were kind of in the same vein. I went two Naruto characters back to back. But
yeah, that's a good pick. I was thinking of Tsunade at first, but then I thought, Sakura surpassed her.
Sean, who is your healer?
Elizabeth Leonis from Seven Deadly Sins.
I don't know how strong she is, but I know damn well my character waxes Midas's.
Bro, no.
Christians, I mean, hell.
No, bro. Your character waxes Elizabeth too.
Yeah, easily.
I think.
Okay, so my healer waxes. All right, that's all I needed to know. Just making sure. It's all right. It don't matter. We all lose the Anyo, so it's over at that
Yeah.
point.
Technically speaking, I think your character waxes all of ours.
So
Okay.
throw
But
us
mine would come close. I think mine would come closest to Biru.
Closest- Okay.
So
I-
throw
I
in
just-
the
that's
chat
basic.
said
I know how
Sukiya from
relatively
High
strong
School of the Dead.
Haru is.
Have you guys seen High School
Ooh.
of the Dead?
I have never seen High School of the Dead.
Mm-mm.
I
have
think
not.
that's a horror anime, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
is
haven't
that
seen that
tell
one
me
either.
about
I have
that?
definitely heard of that. That's a classic as well. But yeah,
Oh, I know who Stoned Cat is. W Mans, W Stoned, W Stoned.
so now we're gonna get into some of the stronger type characters. I think beforehand we had, well, you guys definitely put some really strong characters, but like these next characters are
might
gonna be the
change.
top of your list.
For considering these characters strong, I might need to change my assassin though. A strong assassin. I just picked someone that I think fits the fucking role perfectly.
Yeah, like that's what,
you're
like when I
cooked, bro.
yeah, I
You're
went with
cooked.
picking with the roles kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Well,
think
Yeah,
of
I
beating
picked
you guys.
roll for
I
assassin as
picked
well.
with the
I went-
roles off animes that I know with relatively strong characters.
Yeah.
This is by far my weakest character, besides Balma. Balma don't really count. She's not a fighter. She's just supposed to be working on the boat. But
Yeah.
this character for the assassins will be my weakest by far.
So next
Bye.
we're doing sniper / assassin, and Chriso, you can go ahead and start with this one.
I went with Sasuke
Sasuke. Okay.
Okay.
from Naruto.
So
Yeah,
I
I might
think
need to change mine.
I think
than
that'll
that.
fit the
Like
assassin role pretty good.
Yeah.
What
Kinda.
made you go with him?
I just know he gonna beat everybody else. You know, that's
He is not
know.
beating my assassin.
you
Not
know. I
even
just know.
close.
I might
and-
audible my assassin if
honestly,
someone
you know, I gotta show it, but you know, he's tatted on me, so you know, I had to go with him. So you know,
That's hard.
If John don't pick this assassin, I'm gonna change my assassin. I'm audibling him, but I will tell you who I was originally picking.
No
Alright,
one's
well,
gonna pick
then
mine.
go ahead, Midas.
Yeah, no one's
Who's
gonna
your
pick mine.
sniper / assassin?
I'll be off.
All right. I wish you guys have seen more animes because you would appreciate it so much more if you had seen it. But my assassin / sniper is Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate.
Oh, that's
So-
disgusting.
Yeah, so basically guys, he's OP. He's OP. He's basically like at the top level he's Dracula. Like, so basically unkillable. He uses guns. He has an army of the dead, like mobs, millions of like souls, and he gets stronger the more he kills. So it's OP.
What anime is he from?
Hellsing Ultimate, I believe is what it's called.
Sin Ultimate.
Sasuke is scraping him.
So
Next.
that's gonna be a much darker anime, but that is one of my favorite anime for sure. That's a good pool. Sean, you can go ahead.
What's a greater assassin than someone who can kill you in 30 seconds without even fucking seeing you? Give me Light Yagami. I'm taking Light Yagami as my
Okay.
assassin.
That's kind of a sleeper pick, actually.
Yes,
I like
sir.
that.
I feel like
That's pretty damn
if
good.
you watch Death Note, you know.
The only problem with that though is like, what if he doesn't know their fucking shit? Like, you're cooked.
Like
He
the
has the
name.
eyes. You can just look at them and just see their name. Especially when he got to that certain point. Was it
All right, man. I'm audibling the
Yeah.
fuck out of my assassin. I'm about to take the cake on the assassin. Fuck all of you. Hey. Oh, my assassin is gonna be from Universe 6 of Dragon Ball Super, motherfuckers.
course.
Give me hit, son of a bitch.
Of course,
I knew
I
it.
knew you
I
guys
knew
said
it.
that.
I was thinking of
I
it too.
smoke Midas's and I smoke Light Yagami. So fuck y'all.
Who's your character?
Hit.
Hit from Dragon Ball.
He's
Hit
sad.
is your character.
Or Super Dragon Ball Super.
Final verdict, hit wins 10 out of 10. Hit clears too fast, attacks bypass durability, time skip freezes, Alucard in place, can kill soul / vital points, hits on higher dimensional timelines. Alucard has no way to hurt hit. Hit neg diffs, sorry.
All right, what about Sasuke?
Wait, did
What
you
about
put yours
Sasuke?
in ChatGPT to see if it beat my character?
What about Sasuke? Can
You're
you
so
check Sasuke?
cringe.
Hey, so listen, I'm
No,
gonna tell you
Chriso,
why
Chriso,
I'm not
Chriso.
even gonna look
You
up
get
Sasuke.
smoked. You get smoked. I get smoked. He gets smoked. Everyone gets
I
smoked
know.
when it gets
But let
compared
me
to Dragon
explain
Ball
why I'm
Universe
not even
because
gonna
it
I
look
just
up
know,
scales
man.
differently.
Sasuke is at the max planetary, at the maximum universe level character. Hit is multiversal. He's an assassin for 1,000 years and he's never been killed. He is a multiversal power character.
All right, so
But my original pick was gonna be Captain Levi, you know, humanity's greatest soldier. But I had to audible because
I think that's a
Midas
solid
brought
one.
up the fact that Sasuke got waxed. But I'm
Wait,
gonna say
Landon.
it.
Listen,
Landon.
I also typed it in, but listen. So mine says Hit wins the fight, but Alucard wins the war.
Hit versus
Mm.
Alucard, winner Hit, and it's not close. Alucard is insanely hard to kill in his own verse, but Hit's abilities in Dragon Ball operate on a level Alucard can't touch. His abilities completely counter Alucard. Tip, time skip and time lag. Hit can stop, skip, and manipulate time, move while Alucard is frozen, kill before Alucard even perceives him. Alucard has no counter to Dragon Ball's time-based hacks. Hellstring's characters do not interact with higher dimensional time manipulation. Interchangeable Heart Strike hits main assassin technique, skips your body and attacks your vitals directly, works without physical contact, bypasses regen or durability. Alucard's regeneration won't matter when Hit blows out his soul-based vitals when with time-based strikes. Alucard's or mortality
That's a
doesn't
perfect
skip.
counter. That's a
Alucard has
perfect counter.
souls inside him, true regen, entangleability, shape shifting, high tier vampiric resistance. But immortality doesn't help when your opponent moves beyond linear time, erases your vitals before you can react, hits you outside of normal space. Alucard can't resurrect if his existence is erased from a time skipped point. So
All right,
I don't
so
think there's much of a war.
I honestly think that being impartial, I think of all of those, the most powerful one is Light, though. To be honest, because all he has to do is see you,
I
and
also
you're dead.
looked up Light versus Hit. Hit wins 99.9% of the time. Also, what's Hit's full name?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know Hit's
Yeah,
full name, so no, Light Yagami does not win. He gets speed blitz just like Alucard.
yeah, that's fair.
But that's
I
the
didn't think
thing,
about that.
though. That's the thing you don't understand, though, is like, well, even if you watch the anime, you know that he doesn't need to know their full name. He can literally just look at them and see what the hell their full name is.
How can you look at a character that can stop time if he's assassin trying to kill you? I don't think he's gonna let you see him and he's pausing time. That's what I'm getting. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a possibility for Light to win. Yes.
Can't
It's just
Hit
not
travel through
likely.
dimensions too?
Okay, but then,
He also
but,
travels through a
but,
dimension. That's the time skip. He slips into a dimensional space. It's basically like rewinds time, and he skips ahead of time. It's weird.
so
There
then
is
are
a
we gonna
possibility.
ignore that Light can look through other Shikigami's eyes that could be looking at Hit too? Because that is also a possibility.
If Light is trying to kill you, though, I don't think
No,
it's
I'm
gonna
saying,
be as
no,
easy as that.
that's
All
not
right,
what I'm saying though. Light can have other Shikigami look at Hit. Is Hit gonna freeze time so all Shikigami can't see him plus Light?
That's what his time skip does. It freezes all time except him. The
But
way
they're in
Goku
different
got around
universes.
it was predicting where he was gonna go from the time skip. He didn't even have a counter to be in the time skip with him.
I
He
see
was
what
too
Sean's
fast.
saying, though.
Goku
No,
was
I
too
see what
there
Sean's
is a
fast.
saying,
way.
though.
Like I'm saying, I completely agree. There is a way for Light to kill Hit. It's not like him versus Alucard, for example, where it's a 10 out of 10 Hit wins.
Eh,
It's a
Yeah, I'm
99%
just pointing
time.
out that like
It is more
0.1%
likely.
chance.
It's a very, 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 very slim
Yeah.
chance.
so I'll go ahead and move on to my assassin slash sniper, and I was torn between a couple. I'll tell you. So I was trying to go sniper, but when I saw assassin, I immediately thought of Sakamoto days, and so I was going to go with Sakamoto. But then I was also thinking sniper, and I can't remember the character's name, but the sniper that's introduced in the last half of the first season, he can like move his body with his shots, like move out of the way, being up in the air by shooting. He's crazy. But I didn't go with those guys. Instead, I went with a different anime. I went with Mina Ashiro from Kaiju number 8. She can, from a different city away, snipe you. She's a monster in her own right. So like, I don't think that she really stacks up to your guys' characters, but as far as being a true sniper, I think she's one of the better
Yeah.
ones in anime.
Power output is crazy, bro. You
Right.
can't downplay Mina.
I'm
You
thinking
can't
about like
downplay
being
her.
on a
That
ship,
character.
being out on like a ship, and then you can like basically be like in the middle of the ocean, snipe a freaking island that's like 3 miles away, and it'd be like a buster call. You know, it'd be crazy.
I like that.
But
Mina is like the USS Texas on D-Day,
Right.
like flooding half the tank just to send fucking Kobe's to the shoreline.
So I thought that was a cool pull, but I liked all your guys's like assassin slash snipers. I think they're all really powerful. Now, like I said, we're getting into some more of like the upper tiers of our crews. So next position we're going to talk about is our navigator, and I
You
think
need to stop like saying that until we get to the fucking vice captain and captain, because those are the strong fuckers.
well, I when I think
The
of like the people
navigator-
who are the OGs of the crew, I think of like the cook, sniper,
Omni ain't
those
tough.
guys. No, yeah, for sure. But there are navigators that are tough in One Piece. Like Odin, for instance,
Fair,
is an archaeologist, but he's a badass, and so is Robin. You know. But anyway, so let's go ahead and do our navigators. And Landon, did you go last time?
Oh, Christian went last,
Okay, go ahead first.
so it's
Christian.
it's my turn this time.
Oh, okay.
Like Christian started last time. All right,
Oh.
so I went with someone that Christian, Justice, and Sean are gonna love, or they might hate because I picked them instead of them. I went with someone from Attack on Titan. I went with Armin. I mean, as a strategic planner, I don't even think Erwin Smith was a better planner than Armin. I just think he was a better like rallier of the troops than Armin. But I do personally think Armin was a better strategic planner
Good one.
for the scouts and whatnot throughout the anime. So I think personally having him as my navigator, I probably would not get lost. Any situations I come across with it being Sea Beast or something, because this is supposed to be like a pirate crew, so I'm assuming we're going on a Grand Line. So like with Sea Beast, I feel like he'd be able to avoid weather, he'd be able to determine and direct the correct ways and stuff. So I feel like Armin's a good pick.
That's a great pick. He was going to be my second pick. Armin.
Damn.
Yeah, Armin is dope. When they were trying, I mean, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but when they were choosing between one of the most important people in the world and Armin, they chose Armin. So like says enough, I think, right there, right? But let's go ahead
They're
and hear yours,
beige.
Sean.
So I would say, who did I write down? My strategist is going to be probably my top 3 character from this world. For me, from Naruto, and it is going to be Shikamaru. Shikamaru is going to be my
be on the
strategist.
list. On someone's list.
Yeah, he had to. Personally, I love Shikamaru. I think he's a great character, but I also think, I mean, honestly, bro, I'm gonna let Chriso explain it because he looked a little excited. I know he gonna want to share this one. So
Nah.
I'm gonna let Big
I
Phil
got
get it.
somebody separate from him, but I do love that pick. But I do got somebody else in Naruto as my strategist.
Okay.
I might as well just go with I chose Ino's dad, Inoche.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I just don't like that pick.
But I do love
Midas is like,
Shikamaru though. Shikamaru, I mean, hey, he is smart. The smartest.
Bro,
So-
are you kidding me? You guys, so y'all both went Naruto, right? And you're telling me you passed up on my character, Itachi.
Ooh, okay.
I thought about it. I thought about it. I thought
mean-
about it. I really wanted to.
I almost put him as my
Itachi was
assassin.
like 5 steps ahead of every single person in that verse.
I mean, he was throughout the whole. He really was throughout the whole show, bro. He like from Naruto all the way through. He was 5 steps ahead. But I personally just really like Shikamaru too.
Yeah, I
I
think-
think,
I ain't
I
gonna
think
As a
Shikamaru
Naruto
is
fan,
hard,
hey,
right?
I ain't gonna. I think.
I just
out
think
of
he
all
fits better
ours-
on my team.
Here's
Out of all
here's
our
the
picks-
problem with here's the problem with Shikamaru, in my opinion, right? I think he's super smart, but I don't think he was a leader slash navigator, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's the guy that's gonna lead the like. Oh, we're doing the like. I guess captain's the leader, but I would say he's not like I think Itachi being 5 steps ahead of everybody, he's gonna have everything planned out already.
Are you saying that?
Did you finish Naruto?
Are you saying?
Yeah. Hold on. That's
Did you
why
finish
I was
it?
gonna say. I don't. I like your pick, and this is why I'm going with Sean. Out of our 3 picks, Shikamaru is probably the best strategist. I think you haven't watched Boruto to even know what Shikamaru has done in advance, other than Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. So
Okay, fair.
No, Shikamaru is definitely probably one of the best strategists you could possibly have, in my opinion. I do like
Yeah.
Chriso's pick, though, too, because as a strategist, you have to be a communicator. And Ino's dad during the Fourth Ninja War literally was the communication system for that war. So that's pretty big, too. But I like all your guys' picks so far. Mine is going to be a little bit of a deviation, and I'll explain it. But mine is Jing Freeze from Hunter x Hunter, Gon's dad. He helped take over the Hunter Association at one point. He was a great leader. He always is one step ahead of everybody. Like, he's kind of a myth sometimes in that world, and we don't know how powerful he is. We just know he's got to be ridiculously powerful. He's kind of like a legend in that verse. So I went with him. I thought that with the characters I have coming up, he would gel really well with them. So
I think your character also fits in that role because you can kind of look at it as like an explorer as well,
right,
to where they're like maps and like
and that's
learning new things.
Like
Like,
his greatest passion is to be out and on like in the world.
yeah.
So that's who I went with. I think those are some pretty sick navigators. But now, Landon, we are getting to some very strong characters. We're gonna do our vice. We're gonna do our vice captains now. I'm gonna go ahead and let Chriso start with this one.
Also, real quick before he starts, back to the assassin thing. Apparently, Sean, also the Death Note can't kill non-humans, so it wouldn't even be able to work on him.
Ooh, that's tough.
As
That is unfortunate.
while I was just sitting here reading it, I didn't even know that, and it just said it doesn't work on non-humans, so I had no clue.
Alucard,
Damn,
no
that's actually
gifts then.
unfortunate.
No, yes, you still get no gift.
I kind of had 2 answers for this one. I'm just gonna go with the one I originally went with. I chose Noct from Black Clover. It's pretty nice. Teaches Asta, if everybody has watched Black Clover, if I'm not spoiling it, you know how to become friends with his demon and stuff. And he is in contract with 4 demons himself, so it's pretty tough. Nice.
I think
Well,
I
what's
think
the-
in the manga too, he's even stronger than it portrays
Yeah,
in the anime. So like, I think he gets like outrageously overpowered.
he's
in
the
the
strongest
manga.
vice captain. He's on par with other captains.
And I'm pretty sure his
So-
name means knight, so that's pretty sick too. No, that's a dope character. Midas, who was your vice captain?
Okay, my vice captain, guys, is gonna be Rimuru Tempest.
Damn. Okay. Everybody else, just do not say your vice captains. We all fucking lose.
Who was that? Who was he from?
Unfortunately, Rimuru still loses the Anyos, and it's a close fight. But you do unfortunately still lose the Anyos, barely though, because we have looked that one up as well.
Listen, because that's what I was thinking about. I was like, dude, I got some pretty strong fucking people on my crew, man.
Yeah, we did look that one up, and
I looked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was salty about the hit thing, killing Alucard. So I looked up if my fucking vice captain smokes him, and it says no diff for hit. By the way, so
yeah, 100% should no diff hit.
but okay. So Christian, let me explain it. So Rimuru is from the time I got reincarnated as a slime. So basically, I mean, you guys know me, big slime over here. But he literally has so many OP abilities, like it's actually insane. Think of it like gaining other people's abilities as well, because he can like swallow you, like literally take you into him, and like disintegrate you, and then he gets all your powers and shit.
Like
So
some
it's like,
Kirby shit.
yeah, like actually OP.
Sean's cracking me up. No, yeah, I haven't seen that one. Obviously, that's a massive anime, and I'm sure we'll get to it eventually. But yeah, Rimuru is supposed to be one of the more OP characters that I've seen, so that's a good one. Sean, you want to go ahead with your vice captain?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have no shame in my vice captain. My vice captain gets soloed by all of your guys's, but I think he meshes perfectly for my team, and I feel like Levi Ackerman is gonna be my vice captain of my squad.
That's nice. That's
I
a
like
tough
that.
pick because I was thinking. I
That
was
is a good
definitely
one.
thinking that too.
So,
Sir.
if you want to explain kind of that a little bit for Midas, not too much, but
Yeah, so Levi is basically I would say he becomes the captain. He was a vice captain for the Scouts, but he does not become a captain, which I think is perfect. I think he's the perfect captain without the title. That's the type of character he is. He's one of those characters who is the vice captain, but in reality, the captain is just the face of the regiment. He is the one who is able to move, sway, persuade, control, like wants the whole crowd to fight for. That's the type of person like you. He says something, you're gonna do it, and it's not because you respect him out of fear. It's because like nah, we're gonna do it because Levi wants us to do it. And we're gonna think this is our best chance of survival and winning.
Gotcha.
Um, that's why I
No,
took
for
Levi.
real. Nah, for real.
I just feel like I feel like everyone in my group would be able to get behind Levi if he was to lead them into something.
See, I like the way you said that too, because that was my mindset behind my captain, was because I have like really OP like people in my other slots. So I need someone that they're gonna be like, well, I have to just respect that person, you know?
Hmm.
yep.
Yeah, because like he doesn't have powers like everyone else, but yet he's such a very strong and honestly like ferocious character. You gotta respect him.
Hey,
That's
bro,
why I put him
if he's in
top.
One Piece, that's Conquer's Hakurybo. That's as
Yeah,
simple as
that's
that.
true. No, Levi is dope as well because like it. If you think about your vice captain, right? You got your like Rayleighs, you've got Zoro. These are guys who can solo, like normally by themselves. And Levi, when he's like back pushed against the wall, you don't want to be the one who's trying to fight against him. Like he stares down death and is not faced, and I think that's a great, um, value you can have in your vice captain. But my vice captain is my second and last One Piece character. Do you guys know who that is? Can you take a guess?
Zoro.
It is
Yeah, I
not
put
either.
Zoro.
So it's not any of those. I ended up going with Roxy Zebek for my vice captain. Because I think
Wow.
how he's going to gel with my captain is going to be freaking sick. But Rox obviously is getting a lot of hype in the One Piece community right now because of the manga and what's coming out. But when we were talking about some of our favorite characters a couple podcasts ago, I kind of told you why I like Rox. He's been in that story for a long time. He's been, you know, one of the driving forces for everybody, and he was also able to manage a crew of misfits basically that shouldn't have been together. Like he's able to manage a ton of different powers that otherwise wouldn't be able to work together as a team. So I think that is a value that I like in my vice captain. So, but with that being said, we are down now to our last one, the biggest baddest.
After I say my life be a piece of crap.
What's that?
I don't think we said Christians either.
No, I said mine. Mine was knocked.
Yeah.
Oh
From
yeah,
Black
yeah,
Clover.
you did
Who,
say
who
Or
did
that.
we
not.
skip?
Landon.
Landon. Okay, go ahead. My bad. Sorry,
I
I
thought
jumped the gun. I was excited.
He's crashing out, bro.
Quick. I wanted to look something up before I get into my vice captain just to see something. Remember that Hyjin character I was talking to you guys about?
Mm-hmm.
So I did a search that Hyjin versus Anyos and Rimuru. I'm gonna read you just what it says for the final verdict. Aizen beats both Anos, and Rimuru at the same time without effort. This isn't a close fight. Isn't high diff. It isn't depends on version. Aizen absolutely neg diffs.
Who
the same
who is
time.
that? Who is that from though? Like, where is that
It's
character
from
from?
it's from a let me. It's especially the visual novel Kaizuri Kugura.
Yeah, bro, you got it.
Kajairi space Aa. Here, I'll just share my screen real quick.
Have you watched this?
No, it's not something you can watch.
You
It's not
can't
like
say
a,
it.
not an anime. It's a novel. That's what it's called.
Are you guys able
Oh,
to see
could you
that?
do
But
kind of
yeah, look,
Yeah.
that character is so overpowered. But anyways, screw that. I'm gonna go ahead and get into my vice captain real quick, so we can go ahead and get into our captain. My vice captain, I went with someone from Solo Leveling who also has like an army of a couple million like within his shadow at all times. So like I think it's a little bit of an unfair pick because technically my crew's a lot bigger than 10. But I went with Sun Jin Woo. I think personally that's probably the best vice captain that I could have asked for my team. Like I said, he does have the capability of summoning in a bunch of shadows, which a lot of those shadows are extremely strong multiversal level character. Like Bellion is a multiversal level character, and that's not even as strong as Jinwoo. So like that's just saying like within his shadows as well. It's a cool little trick I get for his power. And you can't say I don't get his shadows because then okay, none of our characters get any abilities. We just get the fucking mold of the character because that's part of his ability.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
your character should get his shadows.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get Igorous. I get technically 2 Beerus then. I technically didn't even need to get Beeroo for a
Oh,
healer.
you know, bro. You see, that's your only flaw in your
I'm
plan
saying,
here.
no. I'm not saying I'm putting those within my crew. I'm saying on a technicality, they would be a part of my crew, though. I'm not
Yeah.
saying for our comparison video, it's a part of it, but I'm saying on a technicality,
Yeah.
they would be subordinates on my crew.
Well, I think
I
that's
agree.
Just
yeah. You have to have that as part of his power system because that's like a big part of it. He's an assassin
That's
as well.
all.
I kind of
He's the-
thought you were going to go with him for assassin.
I thought you were gonna put him for your assassin as well, because I almost put him for
Yeah,
my
me
assassin
too.
personally.
thinking about it, I wish I would have actually put him at healer.
You could do that too because you. I was also thinking I can't remember the guy's name, but I was also
Or I could have put him at historian.
yeah.
There's so many different spots Jinwoo really could have been at. He's kind of broke. If I wanted to, I could have put him at cook too. And you can't say, well, he doesn't cook. Yeah, but his intelligence stat is so high. You tell me he couldn't fucking learn how to cook in 3 seconds? Come on.
Yeah, that's what we're
Like,
saying.
That's so true.
No, now we're bending it a
Yeah.
little too far. Buddy.
Not really. That's dude. First off, with the system that he uses to upgrade himself, there's literally an intelligence stat, is what I'm referring to. And by the end of the anime, it's at like 180. So I'm saying he's extremely smart too. I'm not saying he's the smartest character ever, but I'm saying he would be able to pick up cooking relatively quicker because his intelligence stat is so much higher.
Yeah, I mean, I get your point, but that's like me saying I could have put Rimuru as my fucking cook too. And the anime, he fucking cooks. Like, I mean,
That's actually technically on the technical. From what Justice told me, you technically could have put him then.
yeah, I could have.
So let's go ahead and move on to our captains. This is our last one, and obviously we just got
I wonder
Sun Jin
who we-
Woo from Landon. So let's go ahead and hear his captain now.
All right. With no, with like no surprises here. I picked Gojo.
Yep.
I just like Gojo personally. With him being a teacher in JJK and protecting his students, he'll be very protective of his crew, obviously. Also, with him having infinity, just by people he touches, he technically can also put affinity around them. So I'm now, that's not like, oh, he touches them once and they can go do stuff and they have infinity. Not what I mean. He has to constantly be touching them, which, like, if they were being attacked, would be helpful to keep certain people alive. Also, it could be used to give Biru time to heal people without worrying about getting attacked from, like, somebody really strong. I just think Gojo's also a perfect fit, and that's my favorite character of all time. So
I
that's my
also
captain.
think too, if we're talking about a pirate ship, his entire domain would cover the pirate ship, and you would just be in that infinite void. So that's pretty OP if you step on his ship. But
Yeah.
Gojo
I'm not
is
gonna lie. I also took Gojo as my captain.
that's crazy. I did not expect that.
And I think Landon said it perfectly, but I think there's a couple more points that I want to add to his. Let's dissect his crew, and then we can dissect mine real quick about just why I think he would be a good captain. Think about all the people that were on his crew. Who are they gonna listen to? Like, how many people? And this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, who is Sun Jin Woo gonna fucking listen to?
That's
He's
why he's my right. That's why he's my vice captain. He kind of gets like his own leash. He doesn't like.
that's what I'm
He
saying though. But
follows
like,
under
at the
Gojo, but he doesn't have anybody to really listen to.
Yeah, but that's my point being is that if he had to listen to anybody, I think that's one of the perfect people to listen to.
Yeah,
And then
true.
so like translating that back to my list, I have a lot of people that just fucking go ape shit. Like I have Orochimaru, he doesn't fucking listen to nobody. I have fucking Alucard, who literally like follows the master's orders, but the master has to be strong. So like and then I also have Rimuru Tempest, who is a leader in its own right. So I think I need someone who's going to be protective of my crew, who's going to take charge, who's going to be nonchalant about it too. Like he's going to be like, "Well, let's do whatever the fuck you guys want to do." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's why I took him for my crew.
So I think what we're gonna do after we've revealed all of our captains is we're gonna go, like say Chriso, Midas, Sean, Landon, I. We're gonna go through our entire list and explain why they kind of gel together. That way, it makes it easier for at the end we can kind of
Like that.
decide our
I like
favorites.
that.
But
All right, so Sean, you go
Sean,
up,
go
then
ahead.
go to
Yeah.
Christian.
I was torn on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted a very strong character. My first initial thought for captain was honestly Whis from Dragon Ball Super. But I ended up changing my mind and I looked at my crew when I was looking at it when I was making it before we started the show tonight. And I went with Yami, Captain Yami from Black Clover as my captain.
Bro, there's no shot y'all pick the same captain. Out of all the fucking characters, there's no shot y'all pick the same fucking
I
captain.
think Christian would pick Yami. I think I knew Christian wanted to pick Yami.
Hey,
I mean, he's tough.
Did you pick Yami
Stop
too?
talking.
Or no?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
I'm gonna stop talking before I get in trouble.
I did.
My bad.
No, brother. Hey, that's a good pick. Shit. Good pick. It's a great pick. It's a
So
great pick.
I think it's my turn now. Mine is definitely different than your guys's. I think he meshes really well with my team, but I went with the captain of the 11th squad in Bleach. I went with Kenpachi Zaraki. I think that I'll explain my list in a little bit, but I think Kenpachi just his style of wanting to constantly fight, constantly is looking for like the best opponent possible. That's gonna mesh well a lot with like the stronger characters on my team. But that's all of our characters. Let's go ahead and kind of give a quick synopsis of your characters, why they mesh well with the crew that you've established. Since Chriso is our guest, our first time guest, we'll start with him. Just go through and name each one again and say why they fit your crew so well.
Well, Captain Yami, Noct from Black Clover as my vice captain. Inoche from Naruto for my navigator. I went with Sasuke for my assassin. Sakura for my doctor. Tsuchi from Naruto, the cook, the ramen cook. Um, I took Balmo as well as Lan and another person. Uh, Spencer Hale as my archaeologist, and Siri from The Witcher as my mage. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I picked the when I picked my group, I went with the roles. I mean, I wasn't really trying to be honest, align them as them being on the same boat. Obviously, they're a team, but yeah, I just went with the role more than the team, if that makes sense
Who was
to
your
you.
musician?
Musician was Kanaho from Blackover.
Well, I like your list a lot. I think that obviously Captain Yami is a OP-ass character, right? And you have a couple of powerful characters on your list, but a lot of these I feel like are just like fan favorite and cool characters. Like Ichiraku Ramen, that is like in the Naruto verse, brings everybody together. Some of like the most important moments you see in that show are at that table, you know. So I think having him on your crew as your cook is dope. Um, Obviously, you know, there's a lot of Naruto in there, but going and having a Pokemon pool was kind of cool. Um, and he is like an OG archaeologist too. Um, but what do you guys think of Chris's team?
I think his team's getting no diff by every single one of ours.
I do think my team no diffs his.
And I say that in the most respectful way. I think Christian took a lot of characters that he
I didn't
liked.
come on the show thinking of really trying to
Also,
beat y'all
Christian,
characters.
No,
don't
and
worry
that's
about
no,
it.
that's fair. That's fair. But
It
I'm
comes
just
down to
saying, in a
numbers, Titus.
pure realistic talk, I think you have the weakest crew.
Okay.
I think it's between him and Justice personally, and maybe me.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, right? Is when we do
I
decide
think
who our
personally
favorite.
my crew is definitely stronger than Christian's. I personally think my crew's stronger than Justice as well, so I would say it's between their two for the weakest. I think I'm third. Firm sitting third. I'm fine with that. I don't. None of my characters stand up to Rimuru or Anyos, unfortunately.
Just so you
So
guys know
I
too,
will.
we're obviously not going purely off of power. We're also
True,
like
true,
No,
true.
yeah. But we're just for the power ranking scales.
Yes.
That's what they are, unfortunately.
But I
Here's
agree.
my issue with Christian's crew, right? He fucking took Sakura, bro. Like, god damn.
That's fair.
Like this man, bro.
What's wrong with
That's what,
Sakura?
well, that's
This
the thing.
man, bro.
What's wrong with Sakura
That's
having
the
my
Oh,
Illumin?
factor,
bro.
though.
Nah, it's
And
not a bad.
you know what the craziest part is? She put Sasuke and Sakura on his crew, bro.
Yo,
They're
there might be a
basically just
falling
gonna
out
be
in
dick
that crew.
riding the whole time. Your crew's chucked. That shit's chalk, bro. It's chalked.
I guess so.
Hey, your
Gotta
crew's
cut
gonna have to
through.
go on like 8 seasons of just going to try and find Sasuke.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no,
That's
I
funny.
do
Hey,
like Christian's
good
list
thing
a lot.
Zoro is not the navigator.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, so Midas,
It'd
you want to
be
go ahead with your
15
list?
seasons.
All right, guys. So for my captain, I went with Gojo. Vice captain, I have Rimuru.
Phenomenal pick.
Navigator, strategist, I have Itachi. Assassin and sniper, I have Alucard. Healer and doctor, I have Marco the Phoenix. My cook, I have Senshi. My engineer / shipwright is Senku. My entertainer is Krollo. And then my historian is Orochimaru. And then my mage is Julius Novachrono. So, like, a lot of my team are strong-willed individuals, but I think they all have goals where the Straw Hats all had goals. Like, Orochimaru's is to learn all the abilities that he can learn, right? That would be a good mission that they could all go on. Krollo, same principle. He wants to be one of the strongest people in his verse. He wants to basically take as many abilities as he can. Senku, strong morals, and he cares about his teammates. He's not my fighter. My team defends my cook and my shipwright. Two of my weaker ones, but they're defended. So, but I think that's the moral compass of my crew. To where he's gonna make sure we're doing things right. Same thing with Gojo. Senshi, he's just there for a good time. I just threw a cook in there. Marco, also there for a good time. He's a chilling out. If once you guys watch more One Piece and later on, he's literally big chilling the whole show. Alucard, he's on demon time. Obviously, he's in my assassin role. I want my assassin to be on demon time, right? Itachi, he's gonna have his own reasons. He's gonna be there. A lot of my team though do have like insane regeneration. So like I think they all meld well together because they're all like in a sense buying time for one another, right? Time wizard. He buys times for all these people to regen. How do you beat that? Like not just with power scaling, but like also just like I think they would all have a good time just chilling. And they're all cocky, they're all confident, kind of like this group chat right now that we're all in. You know what I mean? Like they're all gonna be bullshitting and having a good time,
Yeah.
but they're also all gonna be cocky as shit the entire time.
Yeah.
You know?
I like your
So-
team a lot. I think that there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of conflicting heads in that sometimes, but because they are all kind of like their own power source, I think that they can kind of band together with that. And your crew too, I think, like Landon was saying, is incredibly powerful. That's one you definitely want to see out on the open ocean. So, do you guys have anything to say about his?
You get Rimuru off that crew, my fucking crew smokes his. If it wasn't for Rimuru, would be in second. If it wasn't for Rimuru and Anyos, I have a fucking conversation for first. But because of those two characters in particular, I don't have any argument.
In my defense, I did put Rimuru as my vice captain though. So like I did save him for like up there.
But how this basically fight would go is we'd all walk into the room and I would see everyone's team and I would immediately just go to sit down in the third spot in third place and I would just let you guys do what you need to and I'll be like, I know you two ain't taking me, but I know I'm not taking you two. You guys decide between y'all where the spots are. I'll sit right here. It's basically what I would be doing.
All right,
Tom, you
Sean.
want to go ahead though?
Yep.
Team?
Yeah, so my captain is Captain Yami. Vice captain is Levi. My navigator or strategist is Shikamaru. My sniper assassin is Light, Yagami. My healer is Elizabeth Leonis from Seven Deadly Sins. My cook is Charmy from Black Clover. Engineer, Bulma. My entertainer is Jiraiya from Naruto. My historian is Frieren. And my mage is Anos. Now, the reason for me picking my team mainly is if you look at all the names of my team, I feel like there's one common word, and that's misfit. Every single one of the characters on my team can be labeled as a misfit in their world. I mean, Frieren, she's quiet. She's an elf that lives on forever. All her friends have died. She has really no one left. And then you have Anos. He's literally the misfit of Demon King Academy. It says it right there. Jiraiya, he was a misfit. He was never a typical shinobi. He was always pervy. He was arrogant. He was weird. No one liked him. Bulma, she can be seen as a misfit because she was someone who used her intelligence and she used everything brain based in a world that was so determined on power and just like everyone was grinding for power and strength in her world and she went the other route and just used it for her brains. Then I got Charmy. Charmy's a misfit, and I say Charmy's a misfit because no one understands Charmy. I mean, she's a small girl that can eat the same amount as a whole African village herself. And she's also pops up at very random times throughout the show with a mountain of food at any other time. And no one understands what she does or where she is, but everyone knows that you need her in your crew because her food replenishes the mana for everyone. She's a great character to have within the house because she can be talkative, she can be fun to hang around. I feel like she was just the perfect cook for this group. And then healer, I gotta go Elizabeth. She is a misfit in Seven Deadly Sins purely because she's a half breed and no one understands Elizabeth. And then no one understands Elizabeth's story either until it gets revealed later, of course. Same thing with Levi. Levi. Everyone knows how the Ackermans are seen throughout the whole show of AOT. And then going into Yami, Yami is already a captain of a band of misfits called the Black Bulls. So why not have him be a captain of minds and just mesh them all together into one? So that's kind of the route that I went.
I think
Bunch of nobodies.
I think another thing you could say about your list too is they also kind of like self isolate because of how different they are from the world. Like Frieren, obviously, no one's having to go through the thing that she's really having to go through, seeing her friends age and pass away, and like time, it just doesn't work the same for her as it does for her peers. And then you got Balma. She self isolates because no one's as smart as her. She's a billionaire. She's incredibly intelligent. No one doesn't really understand her lot in life, and you kind of see that throughout all of your lists. So that's pretty cool. But
I think the only problem I have with Sean's team is that he has such good characters in his other roles. I don't think Yami's the strongest captain to captain that crew.
And see, and I agree with you, but that's why I have him there because I feel like Yami doesn't need to be the strongest captain to pilot this crew. I feel like he needs to be the captain to take this band of misfits and to make them into one. And I feel like he's a perfect captain to do that.
I think adding
That's
That's
on
a
why I
to
have him
solid.
that
there.
That's a
too,
solid
I
explanation.
think adding on to that too, like Anyos being as broken as he is also very empathetic, and I think takes direction. Like he is selfless in giving others gratitude. So I think like having Yami as the captain, he wouldn't feel overshadowed, Anyos and some of the other stronger characters. But do you want to go ahead with yours, Landon?
Yeah, sure, why not? All right, so my captain, obviously, I went Gojo. Right hand would be Jinwoo or vice captain. My navigator is Armin. My shipwright's Balma. My assassin is Hit. Cook is Nikolai. Doctor is Biru. Entertainer is Inosuke. Mage is Grand Priest. And my historian's Beerus. So now I kind of did take what Midas said into consideration when I was also thinking of Gojo as my captain. It wasn't just because he's my favorite character. I was like, for Beerus, for example, was who I was really thinking about. Like, would Beerus listen to Gojo? And so, unfortunately, I did look it up in ChatGPT. Gave me the best answer possible. I looked up if Beerus could even get past Infinity, and it said no. Now, I'm not saying that Gojo would kill Beerus by any means, but I'm saying I do feel like Beerus would have a level of respect for Gojo to the point where he would listen to him, kind of like Zeno, because like no one thinks Zeno is physically stronger than Beerus. Just everyone knows that Zeno could wipe Beerus from existence with a wave of his hand, so he was afraid of Zeno. But I feel like he would be respectful of Gojo, so I feel like that's why I kind of put Beerus on. Grand Priest, he'll listen to fucking anybody. You mean he'll listen to a turtle if it tells it what to do. He's not very argumentative. Like Balma, like I was saying earlier, I don't think I could have a better shipwright. And I mean, I feel like she would listen to Gojo to some extent. Jinwoo, for example, would probably be the one outlier that I don't think would listen to Gojo, but at the same time, I don't think he would go against Gojo. Like, I feel like he would take what Gojo has into consideration and wouldn't disrespect him, but he might not directly listen to him. He might do it his own way, for example, but he's not gonna be like, no, I'm gonna do it this way. Screw you. Like, you know what I mean? Like he'll listen to some extent, but still do it like his way. Biru obviously will listen to Gojo, especially with Jinwoo around on the crew at the same time. He's definitely not going to disrespect Gojo. Hit listens to anybody. He's not very argumentative. I feel like he'd fit well. And unlike Midas's crew, I feel like both my characters are a lot more tame. They're like a more tame destruction. Because besides Rimuru, I feel like my crew smokes yours on a power ranking scale.
I still think Alucard is your. I think you're underplaying him.
But
Like
Hit,
I think
You also gotta
Alucard,
take in Julius too though.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
Julius is
exactly. Like I think
extremely
Julius
strong,
smokes.
bro.
Like
Like Julius
is
is
that your
really
mage?
strong.
yeah.
He loses to the
Yeah.
Grand Priest. What are we talking about?
Are we sure?
A past multi. Grand Priest is stated to be
They
one of the
are on
five
different
strongest
universal
characters,
levels.
but
Grand Priest is said to be one of the 5 strongest characters in all of Dragon Ball. So he's beyond multiversal level strength. Way beyond.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I think
So I don't-
think my team does a good job of assisting the others in my team, though, right?
Oh, for
So, like,
sure.
let's say Rimuru is so powerful. Imagine you have Julius speeding up time or speeding him up, or Marco putting blue flames on him and like buffing up literally every single part of my team. Like,
I feel like personally Marco would get speed blitzed by Biru though. I don't think Marco is anywhere near as fast as Biru.
I
I'm
don't.
just comparing doctor to doctor right now. That's why called Biru.
Yeah.
I don't, because like if we're comparing just healer to healer, first off, my healer is definitely physically more stronger than yours, and I think my healer is way faster.
Hold
I
on.
feel
Hold
like
on.
speed blitz yours.
Hold on. So Kizaru is one of the fastest people in the verse in One
He's
Piece.
not fast. I don't think he's faster.
He's
than
literally
Biru.
the speed of light, bro.
No, I know he's fastest in the verse. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I don't think he's faster than Biru. Biru's like,
I mean,
because you got to understand, especially like within the later installments of solo leveling, they're fighting nothing but outerversal gods. They're not fighting creatures on Earth anymore. That's why I'm saying that. I could be wrong. It'd still be a cool fight. I love Marco,
Yeah.
so I'm not hitting on your healer by any means.
Yeah.
But I just feel like besides Rimuru character to character, I feel like my team still edges yours out slightly. I mean, our captains are dead even, obviously, but like,
no, my captain's better because he has
Oh,
Marco's blue flames, bro. Suck it.
okay, then guess what?
I will-
Okay, hold on, no, hold on before he talks. Then I have Jinwoo doing having Iron do his roar, which boost all of their powers.
Oh shit,
now what,
bro. Oh.
see, but the thing is, though,
I'll
the
also
one
have the
thing that's
Grand Priest give him a power boost. Let's get it. Or
but the
we can
one
just
thing,
call it-
the one thing that's hard to do though is that like technically Julius's power is limitless. Like he
Yeah.
has no back to his grimoire. So his
Fair with you.
he
That
he
is
has
one
like
of the
the
first
same.
questions I looked up. I did because Julius was one of the first things he said. I looked up Julius' first Grand Priest, and Grand Priest did say it smoked him off rip. Just saying.
Really?
The whole time he was typing if my kid's team smoked mine the whole time.
No, I wasn't just checking yours. I was checking everybody's. I just remember I checked
Yeah.
yours, and I forget there was another mage that I checked. I think it was Christians. I forget who it was, but I
Here's the
checked
thing
yours.
though, too. Like, if we're not comparing just mages, though, like, let's say my assassin, like, let's say Julius is versus the other guys that you think would beat other guys. Like, I have other people that could counter other people.
No, for sure. We definitely. It's the same way with all of our crews. We're definitely gonna have.
Yeah,
other people.
no, exactly.
I'm just saying if we compare position to position, just to make it as easy as possible, because obviously we can't fucking have this whole fight just go like this and play out in front of us, be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you win. Like, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, we can't do that because there's gonna be bias in it. But we'd
Yeah.
have to compare position to position, and I feel like if we do that, I feel like I have more positions that just slightly beat yours out. Then again, at the end of the day, you have Rimuru who smokes my entire team by themselves. It doesn't really matter.
All right.
Like, there's a reason why you and Sean are fighting
So-
for first and second and third.
You guys
okay?
have said your teams. I'll go ahead and go through mine, and then we're gonna go and say who we think won. And so
Alright.
I'll start with my captain. I have Kenpachi Zaraki. Did we skip somebody?
No. I was
Okay.
No, I was pointing at
Okay.
Midas.
So I went with Kenpachi Zaraki. If you look at my team, I was trying to think of like who would be a good crew together, and so I didn't make it, but I was thinking about making like a Jolly Roger for my crew because it's all like punk rock aesthetic. All these characters, even in their like character designs, look like punk rock stars, and I think that would be like a cool crew together. So Kenpachi is obviously one of the strongest characters. Well, not anymore, but he was one of the strongest characters early in Bleach. He is all about fighting, like constantly want to scrap. Would literally be Goku's best friend. They would never stop fighting, and so I think that a lot of the people on my crew would respect him because in the 11th division, every one of his subordinates would like loved him and would do anything for him. So I think he's a perfect like fearless leader. And then right under him, I have Rox Dizabek, very similar guy. Was capable of, being the captain of a whole bunch of different pirates who were crazy strong and had different motives for what they were being a part of the crew for. I think he would be a great vice captain. Um, and then I went with Gene Freese as my navigator. Like I said earlier, he, um, basically assumes the role of taking over the Hunters Association at one point. Um, his dream is to just travel the world and see it, and I think that's very much what you're looking for in your navigator. And I think he would be able to respect the two guys above him for their power, but still be a powerful, character in his own right and command respect. After that, I went with Mina Ashra. A lot of my characters are obviously like captains in their own right, but I think she, as said before, she needs someone to pave the way for her. In the close quarters, she has to like have someone clear the path to the main target. The past three people I said could easily do that for her. And she's a powerhouse in her own right. Not one of the strongest based on your guys' list, but I think is a cool character. And I got Tsunade, she's my healer. Another leader, Hokage. She is physically incredibly strong, but I think her medical prowess kind of, when she was like at her peak, stood, among the best in anime, I think. She was basically able to heal an entire battlefield by herself, using her summoning jutsu. And so, like, if we're, in the heat of battle, she can continue to fight while her, jutsu does its work and can take over a battlefield and heal the entire battlefield as well. My cook, this one was like more of a meme character. I have a lot of these very strong, captain-like characters. I wanted someone who could follow orders and always carry out his mission, and also could cook. So the Eternal Genin was pretty cool. I love that character for like the brief little bit he was in there. He kind of reminded me of like a grandpa that would just be out on a camping trip with people, and if you were with him, you knew that you were safe. So I thought that that's a good cook. And then sticking with like the punk rock theme, Vulcan was my engineer, and like I said in Fire Force, anything that he touches, he can turn into something useful. He has the government literally trying to get rid of him because they're afraid of what he's capable of producing. So that's a guy I want on my team. And I think that he would be best buddies with like Rox and Kenpachi. Then musician and entertainer, I went with Jiro from My Hero. She was able to like get over her fear of playing in front of people, and like made her entire arc come full circle, and now she's like a really great musician and has crazy power too with her quirk. Then I went with Kazuki Odin for my archaeologist. He's powerful in his own right. He also is very funny. I think he can get along with anybody, and he's incredibly selfless, which you guys will learn later on. But Odin, literally was the reason why Roger got to the One Piece. So as far as an archaeologist, he was the guy who figured everything out, with some help. But lastly, I went with Edward Eldrick from FMA as my mage. He too kind of fits with the theme of like punk rock. He has a mechanical arm, and his brother is literally made out of metal. He wears like a metal armor and inhabits that. So I thought that he perfectly kind of rounded that out and is very powerful in his own right. But that is all of our lists. Who do you guys think has like the coolest, strongest, the team that you would want to be a part of?
Let's start with Christian first. Let's have his opinion since he's the newest. I want to hear everyone's rankings of the list, like worst to best, like fifth to first.
Okay.
We'll go Christian Midas. We'll do me, Sean, and Justice.
I would join Sean's. I like Sean's team. The list you guys, I would probably go Sean first. Landon, Midas, and Injustice, and then me. To be honest.
Fair enough. All right, Midas, you want to go ahead next with your rankings?
Yeah, I mean, I think Christians was close. I think so. Am I not including my own team?
Right, you don't have to include your own.
So like in the ranking list, I should include my own, or should I not?
No, you're good.
I don't know.
Okay. If the question is whose crew that I would want to join that isn't mine, my vote would be Sean's. I think I love all those characters, and he's got baddies on his list. I just, you know what I mean? Like I'm joining that crew.
Fair enough. All right, Sean, how about
But
you?
like in terms of strength, though, right? I like my team 1. I'm taking Sean 2, Landon 3, Justice 4th, Christian 5th.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I would say you and Langdon's teams are pretty broken as far as power goes. But
You mean Sean in Midas's?
no, you, Midas, and Landon's. I don't think Sean's team is actually that crazy, other than Anya's. Like everybody else.
I agree. I agree with that too. Actually, that's the only reason I put him
agree with that.
second.
No. Okay, if we're being dead ass, if you don't have Anyos and you don't have Rimuru, I personally think I have the strongest crew.
All right, we don't have to get back.
But
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
adding those 2 characters to your guys' crew, my crew gets smoked.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Because I do lose the 2 fucking absolute juggernauts. Of
yeah. Yeah, literally.
You know, it's not like I like rolled over and died to like Tien from Dragon Ball. I'm not saying he's a weak character. He's a strong character, but nowhere near like Jin Woo level strength by any means.
I almost put Rimuru as my captain too because of how strong he was.
To be honest.
Huh?
That wouldn't be a bad captain.
No, I almost put it as my captain, but I was like, I can't leave my boy out the list because I think he's just so cool.
All right,
Alright.
Sean, you up.
Yep.
What crew would you most want to join if you had to join one?
If I had to join a crew, I think honestly, I would probably join Landon's crew.
Finally,
I
I'm
think
surprised.
Landon's crew would be fun to join. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be cool.
Big ass cat on our
Now,
crew. Walks on 2 feet.
if I go on a ranking scale, now if we're going off of power, I think honestly it's gonna be Midas, Landon, me, Justice, Chriso. And I only say that because of a pure power base. Now, if I want to look at it how I did before, as if like I think my team's gonna mesh well enough to where it's gonna be hard as hell to get through the full team aspect that I have and my whole crew. You're gonna have to pluck them off one by one. Looking at it that way, I still think Minus is first. I would think my team is better than Landon's in that aspect, and I'll put me second, and then I'll go Landon 3, and then keep 4 or 5 the same. But I think pure power, if I don't have Anos, I still think Landon's team is better than mine's.
All right. Landon, how about you?
So if I had to join a crew that wasn't mine, I probably would pick Sean's, to be honest.
Yeah.
Over here getting a clean sweep right now. He's got 3 for 3 on Yeah, I just feel like I would probably want to join his crew the most. To be honest.
I mean, his characters are just so like. I think I like Justice. I like your crew too. Don't get me wrong, but if it was between both of them, you know what I mean. I would choose Sean's. Like if Sean's crew wasn't here, out of the other crews, you would be the next one that I would join.
I think
You know?
my crew definitely has a theme and would be fun to be a part of. But my Mine is also Sean's too, and I'll kind of explain why. Obviously, he got the clean sweep there. I think Sean's list is the best. It's got a lot of diversity. It has a lot of characters I want to put on too, like Light,
Oh shit!
Frieren. Like, there's a lot of cool characters. Shikamaru was a great pool for having as your navigator. So, like that is a sick crew. And as far as power goes, I don't really put too much stock into how powerful the crew is. There's tons of cool crews without power levels, but I would probably say that Landon's is easily the strongest if I'm looking at it. Other than if you have Anyos or Rimuru, like full slate wise, any one of those characters other than like Bulma.
No, no. According to
Gojo,
this,
Sunjin, Wu, Armin. I mean, Armin's
I'm
not a
saying,
fighter, but
even including Anyos for Sean and Rimuru for Midas, my team would win in a landslide. It said.
well, listen, you got Sunjin Wu, you got
Team
Gojo.
3 wins in a
Armin
landslide.
turns into something that can literally be a nuke. Hit,
Really, but
obviously,
most
like
characters are trying to a nuke on our first.
I know, but I'm saying like you have crazy powerful characters at almost every slot except for like a couple. For me, I have a lot more like they fit their role really well.
I really only think I
Sean's
have
characters.
three non-strong characters.
What's that?
I only have 3 non-strong. Oh wait, no, 4.
And even like Armin can be considered strong when he wants to be later on.
Only reason I'm not considering him strong is just because, like, for example, Anyos, like,
Yes.
Rimuru, those are like
Different
god tier
levels.
type characters.
Yes.
Armin's nuke isn't gonna tickle them. They're gonna be like, eh, and then keep walking. You know what I'm saying?
But
the only reason I'm
if Elizabeth
considering
runs
Armin,
into that, she is screwed. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like
Also, hey, I have a
But
short story.
again, Justice, she's not because Anyos could just rewrite it to where she
Yeah.
wasn't screwed.
that's right.
All right, so let me do my power ranking real quick, and then Justice, you can go into your power ranking. So the weakest crew, I do think was, fuck, I don't know.
Bro, just say Christians. He
I
put
don't-
fucking soccer on there, bro. He deserved
Understand,
last
there's some
place.
characters I don't know from them. So like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Can I
say
be
that's
honest with
true.
you? His
say Chris-
characters are mid.
Justice
And
at
I
4,
love Christian, but his characters get rocked.
Christian at 5.
I didn't
Justice
come
at
into this talking about power.
Yeah, see?
4. You
I
still
didn't
had a
come in
good
this-
He can admit it.
I didn't come in
You
this
still
thinking
had a
about
good-
power.
But
I
his
really
crew
didn't.
is such a
Well, how do you
vibe
do?
too, though.
It is.
His crew is alive.
Just say you are
You
3.
should go miss Sasuke for a couple years.
Gotta say you're 3. You at 2, and I do gotta put my crew at the strongest.
Oh my god, bro. This fucking guy.
Yeah. So
He
Dude,
ChatGPT done
quick
filled
ass
his head
Google
up.
search is why I'm going
ChatGPT
with
done filled his head up.
It's the
Yeah, for real.
ChatGPT is
You
the
trust
reason I'm
everything on the internet, bro.
so Callie, we kind of missed a chat.
until it benefits you, right?
So we missed a chat.
Go ahead.
Callie said Tsunade is my goat for sure. But if I'm doing my power rankings based off of power, I have to include Anyos, obviously. I have to include Rimuru. I would probably say strongest wise, Midas 1 because of the Rimuru pick. Then I would go with Sean because of the Anyos pick. Like those two characters are too broken. As far as a full slate of strong characters, I would go with Landon at 3. And then obviously Chriso would be last because
I'm still confused about how you got that wrong after I just told you the answer.
Because that's not the answer,
I
bro.
don't see that as the answer.
Full
Not
out
his
fight.
personal answer.
Midas's team, Sean's team versus my team. My team would win in a landslide. Midas,
Cap.
just because it doesn't say your team would win doesn't mean it's not right. Also, my team was
Cap.
the first one I put in, so no, F you.
Cap.
Okay, go cry.
All right, guys. So
Rimuru
we're
will
getting
clean
close.
up-
We're getting close to 2 hours, so we probably should start trying to wrap it up.
Oh my gosh.
But those were some pretty fire lists. I love those, and I think that you guys got way more creative too than I was anticipating, which is dope. But I really liked Sean's list. I thought that had a lot of really cool characters that fit their roles well, and had some that I wanted to add, and some that I didn't even think about that I wish I would have. So
Yeah, honestly,
overall, I really like this. But
I wish I could have stole the Charmy pick. If I have the Charmy pick on my team, bro, no Diffin Landon's team for real.
Okay,
gonna say
well, if I can
Charmy-
trade someone
Charmy's so
out, let
cool.
me go ahead and get rid of. Let's see, who's the weakest on my team? You know what? I'll get rid of Nikolai and I'll bring in Anyos. You know, he's 2,000 years old. He's not-
Bro, you can't. That is just...
No, it's okay. I mean, we're all just trading players now, right? I mean, we're just getting
All right,
points.
bet. I'll trade Charmy for Rimuru.
Wait a second. This ain't a draft.
yeah.
Hey,
Wait, wait.
trading over here. So,
All right. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna put this up on YouTube, Spotify. Here, we're gonna end the show here pretty soon. But I did want to thank you guys for coming on, both Chriso and Midas. Thanks for coming on and spending your Wednesday night with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah, I liked both your guys' lists. Sean and Len, thanks for coming back and chilling. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to put this on all the different stuff, but on Spotify, if you guys listen, I'm going to put a poll, and you can type who you think had the coolest, the most powerful, whatever character you want. I'll have all of our names, and you guys can choose that. And then in the YouTube comments section, if you guys want to leave who you think had the best team, go ahead and do that. But we do have a goal here at the end of the month. We're trying to hit 20 followers on Twitch and Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. I think we're halfway on most of those goals. So if you guys are enjoying the show, definitely think about following so that you can know when our show's going live. But we're excited about the show. We've been, what is this, our 5th episode?
yeah.
So we're going to try to keep on our Sunday night, Wednesday night schedule. So next Sunday, we're going to finish up the Misfit of Demon King Academy. We're going to do the season 2 episode of that, and then the following Sunday, we're going to be getting into Hunter x Hunter. So a lot of fun stuff to look forward to. But with that being said, I guess we'll let you guys go. See you next time.
Hold on, Jay.
Yeah.
Good night.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.
Wait, Sean has something he wants to say before we leave.
Yeah, chat. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ramen Rewatch.
Yep, and I'll
We got
have
those up.
I'll have the link tree down in the descriptions of everything, so you guys, and they'll be on the socials. So if you guys want to follow us on anything, just click that link, and I'll have everything listed for you. But yeah, we'll see you guys here again on Sunday with that Demon King Academy episode. But deuces.